Hello friends, my name's Emile and welcome back to some more Gran Turismo 2. This is the Let's Play and this is episode 2. Now in the last episode I did the Sunday Cup and I used the Nissan Micra Super Turbo. Today we're going to be going and getting a new car. But first I just wanted to mention a quick thing I'm going to start doing at the start of these episodes. Whatever car I decide to choose, I'm actually going to pull up the information tab. Now this is where you get a big massive paragraph about the entire car, and it gives you a bit of a description of what the car is. Anyways, if you'd like to read it for the Micra Super Turbo, then feel free to pause the video now. And feel free to pause it now again. There you go. So anyways, that's the Micra Super Turbo. So let us quickly move on to the car which we're going to be using in today's event. If you don't know what we're doing, we are doing the front wheel drive challenge. I figured I would go and buy something not Japanese. In fact, I figured I'd go and buy something American because Americans are known for their front wheel drive cars. In fact, I'm going to go for the... It's not here. It's 27 grand. Huh. Sod it. I'm going to go for it. It's the Ford Puma. It's a cool car, this. I absolutely adore the Ford Puma. I'd really love to get one of these in real life. Unfortunately, insurance at the moment on them is a complete arse. But yeah, we're going to be using the Ford Puma today, and I've just blown all my money on it. So, as with the last car that we did up, I'm going to go and throw on a big turbo because of... Oh, wait, no, we can't get a turbo on this car. I assume it's going to be an NA tune-up then. Oh yeah, of course, these are naturally aspirated, aren't they? What can we get? 175, but we won't really have... Sod it, I'm going to do that. Let's get the NA Tune Stage 2. Now, I did think this car was a lot cheaper than it actually turns out it is, which is a bit of a shame. I'm not going to put the computer on it. Instead, I am actually going to go and do the weight reduction. Yeah, we can get the first stage of that, no problem. Okay, and I don't believe you can racing modify this car. Oh wait, you can. Huh, you can race and modify the Puma. So there's something cool you can do in Gran Turismo 2. You can basically turn almost every car into a race car. Apparently you can the Puma. I didn't actually realise you could do it with the Puma. Admittedly, the race mod isn't fantastic, but you can do it nonetheless. Anyways, we have barely any money now, and before we go into our first race, I figured I would just quickly pull up the information tab, and you can read all about the Ford Puma. Pause it here if you want to read it. And again, if you want to read this bit of it. So there we go. Excellent. Let's move on to the actual race itself. Let's go to the race tab. A cool little thing you can actually do is you can like hot switch between all the menus, which is pretty cool. Anyway, let's go and get into the front wheel drive challenge. The first race is at Tahiti Road and it's for 295 horsepower cars. Oh dear, we don't have 295 horsepower. To be fair, I don't think the competition in this race is going to be too bad, so that's something. At least I hope the competition isn't too bad. Will it be? Nah, I can't imagine it will be. I'm going to guess K cars, and okay, not quite K cars. There's a Citroen Saxo, a stock Honda Civic, a Renault Megane Coupe, a car which I haven't seen in a very long time. And as we climb up the field slowly, there's a Clio and there's also a blue thing. Is that a Golf? It probably is a Golf. So yeah, anyways, Ford Puma. I've gone for it in electric green because of course I have. I mean, look at this colour, it's fantastic. This car itself is just absolutely amazing. I love the Puma, it's such a cool car. Yeah, so based off the Fiesta platform, this one. Front wheel drive. It is universally acclaimed for its handling. This was actually Top Gear Car of the Year in 1997, which is pretty interesting. This model is the 1.7 litre Z-Tech plant. The one I was looking at in real life was a 1.4 litre, and it would have cost me £5,000 to insure, I think. Admittedly, I will probably have to go back and look at it again after I've sort of got a year's no claims. But yeah, I don't know, it still might be a bit of a stretch. To be honest with you, I've actually found out recently Fords of the 90s or the late 90s to early 2000s had quite an issue with rusting. I'm not sure if the Pumas did as well. I haven't really seen a rusted Puma before. But I wouldn't really... I don't know whether I would take the chance on it or not. Anyways, we're kind of doing okay in this first race. Not quite as well as I was expecting it to. To be fair, as far as front-wheel drive cars in this game goes, I don't think we're going to be really seeing anything with much more power than the cars behind us. I really don't, anyway. I'm hoping we don't see anything. Do we have... No, we don't have a 6-speed. That's a shame. Anyways, as I mentioned in the last episode, playing this on a PlayStation 3, so I'm having to use the terrible PlayStation 3 controller, which isn't very good, so that's fun. Oh, another quick thing I should mention, license tests. So, essentially, most Gran Turismo Let's Plays start off with the person doing the license tests. I've decided, for your guys' enjoyment and for my sanity, that I would not do the license tests on camera. So I have done them. I've done up to International B, I think. So yeah, I haven't recorded any of the license tests. If you guys want me to go back and, you know, record the license tests, that's fair enough. I'm quite happy to go ahead and record them all. I'll probably do them all in one episode. So if you guys would like to see that, just put it down in the comment section below. I've decided to just cut it out because every single Gran Turismo bloody Let's Play starts off with doing the license tests, and they're not very interesting to watch. So I just decided to go in straight at the deep end, but if you guys want to see it, then I am, you know, I'm willing to do it. So yeah, that's a thing. Anyways, the Golf was the fastest thing out of them, what? It was almost a second behind. Anyways, there we go. First place, we're getting the splash screen, and how much money do we get? We get 5 grand, so that'll pump up our bank account nicely. And we have a new car. Excellent. What is the prize car for this event? Let's go and find out. Okay, our prize car for this event is... Let's go to the home. It is a Mugen Accord SIRT. It's kind of a decent-ish looking car. I would have preferred the older Accord. Or is it the newer? I can't even remember. Anyway, it's worth 7 grand, which is pretty cool. We might end up selling that car. We'll have to see if we actually need to make any upgrades to the Puma for the next race, which will be at Midfield Raceway, and it's for 345 horsepower cars. Oh dear. Okay, right, desperate times call for desperate measures. I've tried that race 4 times now and it hasn't been working out for me. I've tried putting new tyres on the Puma, it isn't working, so we're going to have to go and do some more drastic things. Let's sell the Mugen, bye-bye Mugen. We might rebuy it at some point if I need it, but... Oh, sorry, we re-win it because it isn't too hard to re-win. But yeah, I can't deal with this anymore. So let's go and put some more substantial upgrades into this thing. Let's go for the computer because it's only 1,000 credits, and I will have that. Which NA tune did I buy? I bought the Stage 2, didn't I? Yes, I did. I don't really want to spend that much money on that because it isn't particularly helpful. You can't increase the displacement. There's no replacement for displacement. Right, muffler. Let us have the racing muffler for 200 horsepower. Yes. So that leaves us with 1,835 credits. Let's go over to clutch. Let's buy ourselves... Oh, maybe not. That's 1,500. Let's buy a flywheel. I don't actually know if it does anything, but we'll buy a flywheel, sure. There we go. And yeah, I'm sorry. I can't deal with... I thought I could almost win that race. To be fair, that last attempt looked like it was going really, really well. And then the Integra passed me on the last, like, little sliver. So, yeah. It didn't go particularly well. So as I said, I've put sport tyres on this thing and I've just done all those upgrades you just saw. So now we're packing 200 horsepower and a flywheel. Hopefully this thing can finally beat these cars in this event. Let's see what shows up. There is a Mazda 323F, a Citroen Zara, a Mazda 323F Coupe, a Honda Integra, the bane of my existence, and a black sedan thing, which I'm not too sure what it is. I'm going to have to get closer to it to find out. Straight away, we are definitely improved. Oh, it's another Xantia. Fair enough. Yeah, we are straight away, we are so much more improved. Before, I was being left for dead during these bits of the track, but now I can actually keep up, which is pretty impressive. So I figured I would just quickly walk you through some differences between the American versions of this game and the Japanese versions of this game. First thing you may notice is the speedo is in a completely different measurement. I would dearly love to change it from kilometers an hour to miles per hour. Unfortunately, you can't. So yeah, we're kind of stuck with that, unfortunately. I don't really understand kilometers an hour. I'm sure for my more international viewers it's fine, but for me and the Americans, we will all be very much confused. The other thing is this game has a completely different soundtrack to the American and Japanese versions. It kind of sucks. I mean, there's some decent songs in there, but compared to the American version of this game, the soundtrack does indeed suck. And finally, Voxel makes an appearance in the PAL version of this game, although only if you have your language set to English. Now, this is an interesting thing in the PAL version. You can actually, technically speaking, get 101.5% complete or 100.5% complete, something like that. The way you do it is very simple. You play through the game normally in English language. You get up to 100% complete. Then, after you've done that, you switch the language to something else, and then Opal will unlock, because Voxel is available when you have the language set to English, and Opal is available when you set the language to anything that isn't English, which is kind of interesting. We will have to try that out at some point in this Let's Play. I'll probably do it when I'm doing all the one-make races. We'll probably go ahead and try and see if that kink works. So I've always really wanted to try it, but I've just never really done it, just in case like I accidentally get confused and the language like completely buggers me up. I'll probably switch it. I don't know what I'll end up switching the language to. It doesn't really matter, as long as I know roughly where I'm going. And luckily, I have some reference points on the internet as to where manufacturers are, which is good. Anyway, the Puma is faring a lot better in this race, thankfully. That racing flywheel, I don't know. I reckon the flywheel seems to have helped it. I don't think it's just the muffler that's really helped this thing, because I mean, 200 horsepower. This thing was rocking about 170 before, so I can't imagine 30 horsepower has made that much of a difference. So, I don't know, maybe the flywheel really made that much of a difference. Either way, we have completely blown away the competition in this event, which is nice because this is the 5th take of this event, and I really just could not be doing with doing this event all over again. Anyways, the Integra was the winner out of their part, and the 323F, the Xantia 323F Coupe, and the other Xantia. So there you go. A Ford Puma with lots of modifications is officially faster than a Citroen Xantia. Right, anyways, we move on to the credit screen. We hopefully will be able to recoup some of our money. Indeed we have. And we've also got a new car, so let's quickly go over to our garage and see what the new car is. Okay, let's head over to the garage. There we go, and it is a Tom's T111, which is a Toyota Chaser. Yeah, I got that the right way around. Oh, no, wait, no, it's not. It's a Corolla 11. I shouldn't pretend to know JDM cars. I really don't. So yeah, anyway, it's nice, but we're going to sell it because it's not really too interesting. It comes in yellow, which is a very, very good positive point in my book. However, it's still not the most interesting car in the world. So yeah. Anyways, let's head over to the final race, which hopefully goes a lot better than the midfield race, which is at Trial Mountain. Okay, so here we are on the starting line for this race. Can I do it in the first take? I highly doubt it. Right, the competition, we have an Alfa Romeo 156, pretty cool car. We have a slightly upgraded version of the Honda Integra, which is very much scaring me at this point. They're all leaving me for dead, which is not particularly great. There is some other cars which we're not even nearly close enough to even have a remote look at yet, so let's try and get closer and see what we can see. That's the Alfa, there's a Celica, there is a black thing, which is very black. It is a Mitsubishi Eclipse. Okay, that's a scary prospect, considering the Eclipse. I can't imagine the Eclipse weighs much more than this, and the Eclipse has more power. There's not really many more ways we can put more power into this thing either, which is a bit of a shame. There's also a yellow thing. I'm assuming it's another Celica, perhaps. It could be a Type R Civic or something, maybe. Alpha has got the straight line speed on us, but we have the cornering ability as we make a huge... Oh, it's a Fiat Coupe. Oh, yeah, of course. Why did I think it was a Honda Civic? Fiat Coupes come in all sorts of amazing colours. Admittedly, I would much rather be in a Fiat Coupe than my Ford Puma at the moment. Don't get me wrong, I love my Ford Puma, but the Coupe is significantly faster than this car is. Anyways, of course, we can out-corner them, kind of, I guess. Also, on Trial Mountain, there is kind of a cheaty thing. Okay, so we kind of had the acceleration on the Fiat for a little bit, which is nice. We can be much quicker through this corner, which is nice. Luckily that's there before the straight. It's kind of like on a Red Rock, where the chicane bit is there, which is really helpful. Oh my god! Speaking of really helpful, that was not really helpful. That was actually extremely scary. As a matter of fact, that was bloody terrifying. Right. I hate this section of the track, but I have to be quick through here because we're about to come onto a straight, and the straight is where I lose my edge. Through that corner we are cornering nice and flat, which is nice. How much speed do I did to take through there? Not that much speed. Having to have a little bit of a break, which I really don't want to be doing because there is a red thing looming on us. I've completely forgot what the red thing is. No, the Eclipse is black. Okay, what is that red thing? Oh, it's the Celica, of course. Break into there. Go onto the yellow stuff. That was a pretty poor-ish line through there. It seemed really nice when I was pulling into it, but I don't think I took nearly enough speed. The Coupe really wants past me. In fact, the Coupe is going for a very, very cheeky overtake. That's not very nice. The Puma just has too much understeer. May have to go for the daring overtake on this one. I'm coming! Is it enough? Is it enough? Is it enough? It's just enough! That was, yeah, that was terrifying to say the least. I beat the Fiat Coupe, just the Alpha came in last place, but it was one of the better cars on the track, admittedly. It's one of the ones I'd actually rather own. Anyways, yeah, that's that. I did that in the first take, which is pretty impressive. And we get 7 grand and a brand new car. Yay! Let's go and find out what that brand new car is. Hopefully it's something cool and nice, and hopefully it'll be worth a lot of money because, yeah, I don't really have much of that at the moment, it appears, and I really need to go and do another race event in the next episode. We'll probably go do the front engine rear drive challenge next, just because it's kind of easy, for me at least. Oh, the Mugen Prelude Type S. 7.5 grand, pretty decent car. I might actually keep that, because I may have a use for that later on in the Let's Play. Anyways, friends, I want to thank you all very much for watching this episode of Gran Turismo 2, and yeah, until next time, farewell.